All right, so we are back. Yes, I got a haircut. Yes, you can call me the fade concept. Yes, it looks fly. All of the above. But that's not why we're here today. I'm excited because Deji is back. He just dropped a new teaser called Redemption. Everyone is buzzing about this thing. You get to see some pad hitting, some training footage. But there are some other things in here that you may have missed. That psycho W.A.D.E himself took these two peepers, as old as they're getting in my boomer age, and dug them into a computer screen for about 12 hours straight to find some of the things that you may have missed and some hidden messages that might have the answer to when, where, and who Deji is fighting. Let's get into Deji's Redemption. One last chance. The breakdown, let's go.
This is 2 defeats in a row now for Deji.
Don't ever box. Don't ever box again until you work on your card.
And this one was worse than the jig.
Nobody expected this. Nobody expected this. Mid-fight, he doesn't seem like he can take getting...
He needs to come back. Really.
So as the teaser opens up, you hear True Jordy, you hear Keemstar, you hear Paige Van Zant, all of which talking about Deji's last fight, Vinny Hacker, and obviously him coming up short in that fight. And the way it's framed, it's Deji thinking about all of those things as he is starting to train once again. As he told people he was going to go away and train, those things were on his mind, and we see him wrapping his hands, and I like the detail of it. He's doing it for the camera, but it just shows me Deji's a little hesitant to get those hand wraps back on and come back into this game. Again, we're telling a story here. You also see Deji starting to run, which again tells the story of what we've all wanted from Deji, to get in better shape. And not, again, for us, not for any of his friends or family members, for Deji. The boxing part of this is secondary. Just him getting in better shape is a win already. That's a cool opening set piece. I'll give him that.
Well, Dej, balls in your court, man. Go ham.
Deji, boxing, we found him. Yeah, Deji's been missing for 4 months. Can Deji actually do this?
All right, so there's a lot right here, right? You hear KSI say, all right, Deji, listen, the ball's in your court. Go ham. It's almost like a trigger for Deji. We all know their relationship has been back and forth online for years, but it does seem like the approval of his brother and the words that his brother says, they do mean the most to him, and they should. That's family. And immediately you start to switch to a more confident Deji. You see him now attacking the road as he runs. You see him now attacking the pads as he hits. Also, you do see a shot here where Deji is chugging a bottle of water. I know it's going to get memed into oblivion when I show it, but look at Deji's jawline. It's starting to get more defined than the Webster's fucking dictionary. It's just an indicator that Deji has lost some weight here. And I'm not going crazy like, Deji's got an 8-pack. He's going to come out and knock everyone. No, we're not doing that, but it is encouraging to see Deji take his fitness and his training seriously. You also hear the way the narration is changing for Deji. It was a doubtful and sorrow and sad commentary to open up this teaser.
Don't ever box. Don't ever box again until you work on your card.
And this one was worse than the jig.
Nobody expected this.
And now you have the likes of Keemstar saying Deji is back in boxing training, and then you hear a voice you might be a little familiar with.
Deji, boxing, we found him. Yeah, Deji's been missing for 4 months. Can Deji actually do this?
But the question I have as we leave off, can Deji actually do this? Deji, if you're watching, man, all I can say is salute to you. I appreciate you putting me in the video. That, for this community, I couldn't ask for anything more.
The world run.
Can't cheat boxing.
What does it do for Deji?
We see him at a place called Rathbone Gym in London. I don't know the significance of that gym. And again, this could just be for the video because there are video-friendly messages in there like winners never quit, quitters never win, right? The motivational terms that you'd like to see in an old school boxing gym. Either way, it's a representation of Deji getting away from social media and the glitz and glamour of a popular gym, just finding a way to work the fundamentals. That is something I hope he's doing.
We all find out who really worked the hardest.
Yeah, because this was his fight to lose, and he's beaten himself a little bit.
Yeah.
I really like this part of the teaser because it almost starts to bring everything together. You start to see Deji's confidence waning once again, but then him pushing through it. And whoever edited this is a fucking genius because you hear that confidence waning when True Jordy says this was his fight to lose and he's beat himself a little bit here.
Yeah, because this was his fight to lose, and he's beaten himself a little bit.
Yeah.
And as Jordy says that, Deji is looking over to a coach and kind of being like, yeah, I need to work on that. It shows, again, the points that we all go through in the gym, in life, whatever it is, the confidence not always being there, the great days in the gym not always happening, but still going back and putting that work in, even when you have a bad day, because that work itself creates the confidence, creates the skill, creates all those things that get you better day after day. That's a very good shot and a very good piece of storytelling.
Doesn't want to be the shadow of anyone. He doesn't want to be just JJ's brother. He wants to show people, I'm Deji.
All right, so the last part of the video is perfect because Deji starts to turn the f up. He's throwing combinations on the pad. His mindset is changing. Also, you see a fun little homage to Canelo in this. And I think that's hilarious. You see Deji with the high feint with the uppercut behind it. That is vintage Canelo, and everyone does it nowadays, but I always love when you see a little bit of that because it shows Deji is paying attention to the sport, right? He's not just putting on gloves and going in and boxing. He is taking from other people, which is, again, what you do when you want to get better. You look at people that are better than you and you take a little bit from what they do. Probably the coolest shot of the entire teaser is Deji throwing that 4-punch combo, ending with the uppercut, standing over the opponent. The coolest part about that shot is the camera turns as the head would as it's actually being hit. When the hook comes, the camera moves with it. When the uppercut comes, the camera goes straight up into the sky. Little details like that I love. But then we get to a shot that I just could not figure out, and maybe you guys can help me. Make sure you leave your comment below. This clock that is continually counting down. It starts at 2:17 and comes down to 2:08. There's so many theories out there. I've heard people talking about a fight date, which if you're doing dates would be February 8th, and that's a Tuesday. So I don't think that's real. I heard some people talking about Deji's weight, and I guess maybe it could be a reference to Deji losing weight, but on the YouTube and TikTok boxing card, he weighed around 183, 184 pounds. So again, that wouldn't match up. Honestly, the most realistic answer to this is probably that Deji is just using a round timer that's set for 3 minutes, and it just happens to keep counting down. Not necessarily the numbers themselves have any kind of meaning, but just that both things are counting down, right? Him training in that round and that day specifically, and the time until his fight. That's all I think that is. But then we get the massive shot at the end that everyone was buzzing about. The screen goes black and Deji is pictured in front of what I now understand, and you guys have sent this to me ad nauseum. Deji all but confirms he's going to be fighting at Wembley Arena, and this is just a little breadcrumb that people on Twitter, shout out to the Twitter space, Fight Lounge, all those people. Those guys have been working hard on finding a lot of information, and rumors around the internet point to an event happening there on January 22nd, held by a company or promotion or something called Showstar, which is apparently going to be filled by high-level influencers in a white-collar boxing event. And if that sounds familiar, it was basically the tagline for Social Gloves, so keep that in mind. And speaking of the Social Gloves debacle, we were supposed to get a fight announcement from Gib. He was supposed to do something similar to this. I don't know if it was going to be the same thing. And instead, we get a message on Instagram that was first posted as video next Friday, contract dispute. That post was deleted, and then he reposted it and just said fight video next Friday without the contract dispute line in there. So I don't know if it was resolved or if that was a misstep by Gib to let people know that he was going through contract disputes. Either way, it's a red fucking flag. Why would Gibbs still be going through contract disputes when he's already said on his Twitter, boxing announcement coming December 2nd, fight announcement coming December 2nd. He's done the promos with Floyd Mayweather in some sort of cameo video. The contract should already be signed before you're doing any kind of promo for a boxing match or a fight that you're gonna have. And I don't know if it's an opponent that's holding up or what's going on. I just hope it gets fucking sorted. All right, so there you have it. Listen, this video was really well made. I don't know who Deji had to do this for him, but shout out to them. They did a very good job. Now, can we take this teaser video and say, oh, Deji has done everything he needs to do. He's gonna win his fight, no doubt about it. No, you can't do that. But at the end of the day, this is a well-made video meant to get people hyped for this fight, for this event that Deji's on, and it did just that. The questions I have for you guys, what did you think about this video? Was there anything that I missed? Deji's right. He has one last chance. And if the rumors are to be believed, January 22nd is going to be that last chance. But what Deji shows up? One that's just happy to be there, grab a check, and go home? Or the Deji that we just saw? One that's looking for redemption? Guess we'll find out.